This is going to be a rant video, and this has to do with how society is really changing and men are becoming weak and lazy due to how women are acting. Because there's so many women who want to be like men. We can earn like men, we can fuck like men, we can be like men. So they're going around fucking, usually drunk. And so many men feel entitled to just get the sex for free. You know, throughout history, we are not like men. Women are not like men with a vagina in place of a penis. And all trans women can behave like women by not going around fucking like men. So trans women, I'm including trans women in women. A woman's natural behavior is to want something in exchange for the sex. And historically, throughout history, women have gotten resources in exchange for sex because we naturally want something in exchange for sex. We want to be loved. We want a relationship, and men had to work hard. Men have historically done great things, built armies, built bridges, tried to get famous, tried to get power to get women, and we do a lot of things to get men. Okay, so historically, women have had marriage, and in exchange for sex, women got married. They were provided for financially. So it was kind of a trade. I'm not saying women don't like sex. However, women naturally want sex in the context of a relationship. That's the natural order of a woman. That's what I want to say. The natural order of a woman is to want sex in a relationship, in a loving relationship. Because if it's not loving, she doesn't want you. She's attracted to you and she's happy with you. She will want you. She will want sex. Unless she has some sexual scarring or something. But the average healthy woman wants sex in a relationship. So what's happened is that women historically traded sex for marriage or for a relationship at least. But something changed in the 60s with feminism and outsourcing and flat wages. This is a worldwide trend where women were like, well, we want to be empowered, and that's great. We want to exercise our options, and that's great. But what we've done by using men as sex toys and giving them free sex, not me, a lot of you guys, not you guys watching my video, but other women, these men are just going around wanting sex and getting it for free without having to hold your hand, come and pick you up on a date, take you out, open the car door, bring you flowers. Like, what happened to that? We've lost the intimacy. We've lost the vulnerability. We've lost the relationship aspect. And men have become kind of turned off by these women. They've become lazy. And you can look no further than the escort profession to know the value of sex. The value of sex is greater for a man than a woman. The value of sex is greater for a man than a woman because a man will pay hundreds of dollars to have sex. Hundreds of dollars to get sex. That's how precious we are as women. That's how precious we are as women. Do you understand? Men will pay hundreds of dollars for sex. They pay me $500 for 1 hour, $900 for 2 hours. I'm not any better in bed than you are. I'm not any better in bed. I'm not any better in bed than anybody else. I'm not some whatever. I'm pretty vanilla, actually, and I don't even come from penetration. They're paying for the sex. They want the intimacy, they want the kissing, they want the connection, they want the closeness, they want sex, and they'll pay for it. And all those women giving it away for free because they have sex on the first date and they're disappointed the guy doesn't call them back. That's what they'll do. Or they want to fuck like men, have ruined men. Now, that's why all these guys don't want a relationship. Why should they? They can get the sex for free. And with women acting like men, who wants to date them anyway? men have been ruined and spoiled by all this free sex. And I'm going to say the sex isn't very good. The sex that you men are getting from a casual hookup is nowhere near the quality of the sex that you're going to have from a woman who loves you. Night and day difference. It's not even the same. I can attest to that. Even if I like a guy a little bit, I'm completely different in bed. He has so much more access to me. Sex is so much better. I don't know for him, for me for sure. And so the reason I'm making this rant video is I have really great subscribers on my Just for Fans. I love these guys are so nice. But today, 2 guys pissed me off. So I want to make a rant video. The first one was a guy who was way out of line. He was asking me if and he used my stage name, which I won't tell you here. Hey, do you do bareback full service? Yes or no when we meet? I went off on this guy. First of all, don't come at me asking for sex as an escort client. I don't promise you sex for money. You pay for my time. You're asking me for sex? You're illegal. Now you're asking me something illegal. So fuck you. You're soliciting prostitution. So fuck you. The second thing is I never see anyone who asks me for sex. It's just rude. To ask a woman for sex before meeting is just rude. Even when I was hooking up, I would not see, sometimes I did see guys who asked, sometimes I did see guys who were like, oh, I'm really good at eating pussy. And there was some young hot guy. I have done that. But if they're just, like, I would have never hooked up with a guy who asked me before meeting if I use a condom or not. I would have never met a guy like that. Because first of all, that's very rude. And second, fucking without a condom, some random, who does that? White trash women will do that. White trash women. It's trashy. I'm going to say it's trashy, low class. To fuck a guy you never met and don't know without a condom is low class trash. Makes me angry to know that women even do that. Okay. The other thing is that even when I hooked up with guys, I did make a few exceptions for guys I really liked. I learned later not to do that because they don't make exceptions and call me back. Always use a condom. Even this year, when I hooked up with some of these guys in the last year, the 3 guys, condom every time. No exceptions. Unless you're my boyfriend in a committed relationship, you're wearing a condom. So guys who go around fucking without condoms, when I was younger, men always carried condoms with them. Nowadays they don't. They don't carry condoms. They all go around fucking bareback. So ladies, do not go around fucking strangers bareback. At least use a condom. At least make them take you out to dinner. Have some respect. I'm teaching you boundaries. And I know I'm sounding very judgy. I don't care. I could be doing this nice motherly tone, but I'm pissed right now. So this guy wants to know about the bareback full service. And I told him I don't see men who ask for sex or who solicit prostitution. And then he comes back with asking me if some specific questions about it being raw. Doesn't it feel better? Doesn't my PUSSY get more wet? And I just blocked him. Very rude. He was trying to insult me. I will never see that guy. And I know he will never pass my screening because he's an entitled asshole. I don't see men like that, entitled assholes. I screen for men who are a little bit compliant. I look for guys who are respectful and compliant because I don't want some asshole in my house who feels entitled to fuck without a condom because he thinks whatever. It made me very angry, and I reported him to Just for Fans. I hope they block him from the whole site for being so rude to me. Because he was just egging me on after I told him it was a boundary violation. He took it one step higher. And that's only the second time I've had to block someone on my Just for Fans out of like 2,000 people I've had on there. So it's pretty rare. But I just wanted to make that rant video. It really pissed me off. And also for ladies to know, don't go around fucking strangers without a condom. And apparently there are people who do it. And I had asked him before, so you go around fucking without a condom? And he's like, well, if we both have STD tests, I'm not getting a fucking STD test to meet with you. Fuck you. I'll do that for a guy I'm dating. If I'm dating a guy and we decide to be exclusive, I'll take an STD test just for him. And I'll show him. And it'll be just for him. I'm not going to do it for some randoms. Anyway, and then I got mad at this other guy. He was nice, but he caught me when I was already pissed. And he's like, oh, too bad you're so far away. And I'm like, where do you live? And he told me the city. It's in California, but it's not San Diego. And he said, oh, if you ever came here, I don't know, I'd show you around or something. I said, oh, that's so nice. No, I think he said, if you ever come here, I'll show you around. Oh, no, I don't know. I think I said something about I only see men who are clients who are suitable suitors who want to date me. I don't just meet with men, because I think he said I would love to meet you. I said I meet with clients and suitors who are looking for a relationship. And he said, oh, well, if you ever come to my city, I'd love to see you. And I went off on him. I called him lazy. And that's another thing I want to say. Well, it's not his fault. This guy is actually a nice guy. I think he was just trying to be nice, but he is a little bit lazy, and this is why. If a man is interested in a woman, he will go to her. Go to her city, go to her. Or, at the very least, invite her to come to him, pay for her time. And I don't travel to see guys as my escort work. I don't. So in my case, he would have to come to me. If he wanted to meet me, he would have to come to me. And that's what I want to say to ladies. Don't go flying around the country meeting men. I hear these women who were scammed. They're flying to meet a guy, or you're flying to meet a guy. Never fly to meet a guy for the first time. The man should come to you. I'm teaching you guys some manners here. What happened to men? They're so lazy. Can I fuck you raw? You come to me. I'll show you around while I just sit around. I've had guys even that I had met on some dating sites. They were just home chatting on the phone like, oh, I wish you could come over. You're too fucking lazy to meet me at a restaurant or come pick me up? Fuck you. Men have become lazy. And why have they become lazy? Because they're women who are so desperate for men and so like, I can be like a man. I can fry it up in a pan. I can fuck like a man. I can go Dutch. I can fly to him. Unigender. Indistinguishable. That's bullshit. We have lost the polarity. We have lost the attraction. We've made men lazy. A man is going to put much more effort into his energy than he ever has to put into fucking a woman, because she requires nothing. When I hear that kind of stuff, I told him, I said, you're lazy. The best thing to do is just hold up a mirror to these guys and challenge them a little bit to step up their game. You want to meet me? Get your ass over here. I'm really nice, actually, to guys. This is just a rant video. And I think it's good for us to challenge these guys a little bit. These guys want bare pussy? Why don't you get your ass into a relationship and court a woman who wants to give it to you? And not in the way that she can fuck you like a man and make you her man toy, but a woman who loves you and opens to you and really gives you everything she's got. That kind of sex is not easy to find. You're not going to find that from that drunk woman that you take home from the bar. You're not going to find that from her ever. She doesn't respect herself. She doesn't even know what she's feeling. She's shut off from here down. Don't try to be like men, ladies, because there's a huge price to pay. And that is the numbing of our value, of our emotions. For men, their sexual interest starts in their penis. For women, our sexual interest starts in our heart. The more a man opens our heart, the more we will open our pussy, and the better we will fuck him and nourish him and take care of him. So, a woman who's flying to a man, it's not in her feminine receptive energy. She's in action. She's going to get there all tired. That's why I don't do alcohol anymore. I don't want to drive around the city servicing dick. Fuck that. That is trashy. To me, that's trashy. Now, I have done it before. I do have an alcohol appointment scheduled for early next year. It's someone that's very respectful. And the reason I agreed to do it is he has a limited time window between meetings, and he's paying me a lot, like double what I usually get. And because he's so nice and I hardly ever do it, I'm going to do it. It's a longer appointment. But in general, I'm not going to drive around the city servicing men because, and this gentleman, I don't have to drive through rush hour traffic. It's a very convenient time. I don't want to sit in traffic, driving, get there and be all exhausted and stressed from the drive and then be in the mood for sex. I don't work that way. A man will say, I am stressed, I want sex. A woman will say, I need to relax. Then I can have sex with you. We are not the same as men. Stop comparing us to men. Stop acting like a man. If we want men to step back into their masculine energy and pursue us with the vigor of a man instead of the tepid bullshit, we need to act like women again and requiring more. And that's kind of the stuff I've been into lately. Is like, I finally figured out the problem in our society. Men have stopped being men because women are being like men. We've taken the job from them. We've taken the man job away from them. We earn as much as they do. We fuck like they do. So why do, and a lot of women have become very aggressive and bitchy. They take men to court, take all their money, and these guys don't want to get married again. They are burnt out. Never again. At least my ex-husband did like being married, and he looked for a new wife as soon as I left him. So that's a little bit owed to me, but I'm a little bit more old-fashioned. I'm German. I grew up in Germany. My dad's Persian. I grew up under a model of showing a man appreciation and respect and loving a man. That's what I want to do. But I'm not going to love these randoms that want me to go to them or asking sex before meeting. I'm looking for a real gentleman. That's what I'm looking for, a real gentleman. And I like him to be younger. I want him to be younger. I do try to like guys my age, but when I see them, I'm like, they're nice, but I see a younger hot guy and I'm like, oh my God, he's so exciting, he's so cute. But I digress. I think what men really want is a relationship. And I think they're just finding the sex is too easy. They don't need a relationship. They're not feeling like that the sex in a relationship is so much better. And they've gotten lazy. I would love to hear from some of the men on what you think, you single men, why you don't want a relationship. There's something with women where you're like, no thanks, I'll take the drunk sex, I'll take the casual sex, I'll take the no sex. I don't want a relationship. Why? Or I don't want marriage. And women feel more secure in marriage. I'll tell you this, when a woman feels secure and loved, she is a different woman. And the sex is better. Everything is better. We like that commitment. And I know, I'm not saying that's good just because it was tradition. I'm not saying that tradition is better. But that is one thing, the relationship between the genders, where we kind of had our different roles. I will say that under the patriarchy, the women were submissive to men and were not allowed to have opinions, ideas, or feelings. Just look at the Duggars or any of these strict fundamentalist groups where the women are brainwashed and they're just parroting whatever the man says. They're not allowed to have feelings. They're not allowed to make money. I'm not saying that's good. But what I am saying that it's good for us to be soft and playful and have the men work to get us. Have the men pursue us, have the men work for us, and then be receptive and playful, And one more thing, a point I'll make is when I'm with my escort clients, I'm giving, I'm not receiving. When that's the biggest sexual difference between when I'm with escort clients and I'm with a man I like. When I'm with a man I like, I'm so open to receiving. When I'm with my escort clients, I'm in the giving mode. And if you don't know the difference between giving and receiving, I'll have to make a different video about that. Giving and receiving is very different, because giving is more the masculine energy, receiving is the more the feminine energy. I do receive a little bit, but it's very limited. When I like a guy and I want to receive from him, I am so open. My heart is open, my body is open, like I'm just so open. And maybe that's why I get attached a little bit, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Anyway, this is the end of my rant. Some of my rant videos can be fun. So hopefully this wasn't like too harsh and ruined your day and filled you with negative energy. Hopefully this was enjoyable. Yeah. Anyway, behind me on the sofa, you will see what I have done in place of pets. I don't have a boyfriend. I've been single for a long time. I do not think it's healthy to live alone and be single and be like, I don't need a man. Because on this Facebook group, I see all these women like, I don't need a man. I've got my friends. I've got my dogs. That to me is sickly. I'm sorry. I'm going to judge that as being walled off, shut down, and discouraged. Because those are women who have given up on men or been wounded by men, haven't healed their wounds. And that reminds me of people in marriages who are like, I don't need you. I just have my friends, I have my kids, I have my dogs. That's just such a turnoff. I like juicy relationships, but I don't have one. So I thought, well, I should get a dog, something to love and care for. I don't want a dog in this apartment. I don't want to walk something 3 times a day. If I had a yard, I'd have a black lab. I'd take him running and train him and do all of that. I don't have a yard, and the rents have gone up 30% in San Diego. This apartment is $2,050 a month. The one next door is for rent now, and that's $2,750 a month. I kid you not. Anyway, the rents are going up nationwide due to low supply. People stopped moving out during the lockdown. That's a whole nother point. I don't want to make videos on that because YouTube will ban me again. But unintended consequences. So I'm like, okay, I don't have a boyfriend. My kids are gone. I don't have a pet. So I am going to just cuddle with these stuffed animals. So behind me on the sofa is my little teddy bear and my little rabbit. And I just keep them out there for company now. Oh, and then there's my bedroom behind me. I guess you guys can see a lot of my apartment. I don't really care. Thanks for watching my video.